Hey there, this is Christy Winfrey with Legacy Transactions, bringing you another Tuesday tip. Today, I want to talk about the HOA Addendum and how you understand it and fill it out. So, I see this HOA Addendum get missed a lot on contracts. I'll receive a contract, and then maybe paragraph 22 will have the box checked for the HOA Addendum, but then the HOA Addendum is missing. You definitely want to make sure you have this filled out when that contract is executed because it is a negotiable item. When you fill it out, you'll make sure you put the street address and then the name of the association along with their phone number. And then this paragraph right here decides if you want the docs, the HOA docs, bylaws, restrictions, and the resale certificate. Box number 1 says that the sellers will deliver them within however many days you put here. I would probably put 21 days if you have a 30-day executed contract before the closing date. As long as you give as long as you can, because you want to be able to get through the option period before those documents are ordered, and then time for them to get back as well. And then same thing for box number 2. If you can do about 21 days, that would be best. And this is going to be the buyer has to pay for them. 3 is saying that they've already received or has not received an updated resale certificate. And then they require an updated resale certificate at the seller at buyer's expense shall deliver it to the buyer within 10 days after receiving the payment. And then box number 4, buyer does not require delivery of subdivision information. I typically see box 1, 2, or 4 checked the most. If there's anything that you might be concerned about with that HOA, make sure you do get those documents. That way you know if there's an issue before you close on the property, such as, let's say they were planning on using that home as a short-term rental. You need to know if that HOA allows it. So getting those documents will provide that information to you. Then moving on to paragraph C, this is going to be how much the buyer will pay for like the transfer fee, anything associated with the transfer of the property. Whatever you put in here is the amount that the buyer will pay up to, and then the seller is going to pay the remaining. And then paragraph D, I see this paragraph get missed a lot. Like the rest of the boxes will be filled out, but for some reason this gets missed a lot. So make sure you check buyer or seller will pay for the HOA statement of accounts that the title company has to have. It's very important to let your buyer and seller know that this is an upfront charge. It's not something that's typically paid at closing. Same thing with the HOA bylaws and restrictions and the resale cert. It's an upfront charge as well. So whatever box is checked and whoever has to pay for it, they just need to be aware that it is an expense they're going to have to pay for before closing. Also, make sure you don't check both of these boxes, as in meaning that they are going to split that cost, because the title company has to charge one party to go ahead and pay for this document and get it in before closing. And if there's a confusion on who's going to pay for it, that can make it a little, it could put a delay and could possibly delay your closing. Also, if you do want to split it, you could always just check one of the boxes, and in special provisions of the contract state that at closing, the seller will be reimbursed for half or the buyer will be reimbursed for half. But on this addendum, just make sure you only check one box. Hope you found that helpful, and we will talk to you next week. Have a fantastic week.